We have the second part of our painting course here. In the first one, we learned how to make dots. I hope you did well. Today, we'll pick up exactly where we left off. You've learned how to make a dot. In other words, you can touch down exactly where you want and lift it so that it doesn't leave a smear or an unwanted stroke. In today's exercise, you will do the same, but after placing the brush on the paper, you'll move your hand in one smooth motion. Yes, we are going to draw straight lines. First, try it with a pen to build hand precision. In the second part of the exercise, we will paint with a watercolor brush, which is a truly difficult task. The price of mastery. As always, this exercise is a drill. It is uncomfortable and boring. Unfortunately, that is the price you must pay if you want to be an artist. A pianist must practice scales over and over again. A writer must write daily. A drummer must be able to tap the drumstick with the same force and at the same tempo. A ballerina must perform the same movements in front of a mirror every day. Quite simply, if you are heading toward mastery, you need to invest hundreds of hours into the foundations. You must practice the basic, boring, unexciting part of the fundamentals until they are perfect. You must have solid foundations to build a good result. I know, that's probably not what you wanted to hear. Drawing a straight line seems simple, but it is not easy. A painter inevitably needs this skill. Straight lines appear almost constantly, whether it's the sea horizon, the water's surface, roofs, stairs, railings, windows, a table, the rim of a mug, or a wooden fence in a landscape. In all of those cases, you need to paint a precise and straight brushstroke. For that, you need a trained and steady hand that can make the right movement with confidence. If you are unsure about painting a straight line, you risk ruining an otherwise well-developed painting with one single wrong stroke. Training under discomfort. This is that annoying exercise again. It's called a watercolor painting course, and instead of painting, I'm showing you how to draw dots and lines. It's unpleasant, but trust me, if you endure these exercises, they will unlock the ability to produce clean work. This exercise doesn't just train your hand. You are also training your ability to work through discomfort. You are training to endure painting boring areas and precise shapes, even when you are in an uncomfortable position. So, how exactly are we going to paint straight lines? On the internet, you will find many videos recommending that you draw a straight line perfectly using a ruler. That is the kind of advice a beginner would give you. A watercolorist doesn't paint with a ruler. A ruler belongs in the hands of an engineer when drawing a technical plan. A watercolor painting, however, is more of an intimate work. It is a light, gentle impression of the real world, turned into a simple suggestion. Therefore, as an artist, you need to control your brush, the height at which you hold it and the direction in which you lead it. And if you want to lead it straight, your muscles must learn it. It is not an easy exercise. If you don't give up, you will master it. Moving to the brush. The moment your pen lines are even slightly decent, you can start painting with a watercolor brush. At the moment you start working with the brush, everything you already know will fall apart again. The lines will start to be less precise and of varying thicknesses. Yes, you would like to have perfectly straight lines, but even an experienced hand cannot do that. Therefore, if you do even slightly well, it is an excellent result. I don't want you to get stuck on a very difficult obstacle. At this point, it is no longer true that if you paint one bad line, you have to start on a new sheet. It could happen that you would need dozens of sheets and many hours of time. It would sound great in a course if I advised you to be perfect, but in practice, failure and boring exercises would probably discourage many. Therefore, do the exercise in a way that unlocks the ability in your hand to draw a straight line. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's enough if you can do it. Painting straight and consistent lines with a brush is extremely demanding, so use the best brush you have. While drawing with a pen means you can lean on something, with a brush, you are actually guiding it in the air. A round brush with a thin and sharp tip is probably better suited for this exercise. Mix a blue or green color of medium density. Blue and green often leave various irregularities in the color. You will rest your pinky finger on the surface to keep your hand at the same height. A truly experienced painter can do this exercise even without hand support. If your brush changes height, the line will have different thicknesses, and that is a mistake. Another problem is that at the end of the line, you usually have a darker bit of paint left. That is actually a mistake, but don't worry about it for now. You would have to wipe the brush after every line, pull the excess paint from the end of the line, and dip the brush in the paint again. That too would be a great exercise. However, this course is for beginners, and I don't want to discourage you from the quick path to your first paintings with hard drilling. Speed and visualization. During the drawing, you will practice how to ensure that you paint with your brush at a constant speed. You cannot start slowing down toward the end of the line to finish at an exact spot. You must not change the height of the brush from the painting during the stroke. Whether you plan to draw a short or long line, you can visualize where it will go before painting it. It is an exercise called the ghosting technique. Go through the movement of the line in the air 2 to 3 times. Follow the path with your eyes and imagine how you have to work with your fingers or hand. You are teaching your muscles to do that path on a rough draft before you touch the paper. The ghosting technique is commonly used when painting pictures too. First, visualizing in your mind what you plan and moving the brush in that area as if you were painting, but without touching the paper. The goal of the exercise is not geometric perfection. The goal is the best possible controlled straightness. The line will not be perfectly straight. It is enough if you lead the line steadily. A small irregularity is normal. A watercolorist is a human, not a robot with machine precision. If all your lines are roughly the same, everything is fine. If you occasionally draw a thicker, thinner, or crooked line, that is a mistake. It doesn't matter. Try to draw the next line correctly again. We don't learn straight lines to make the painting technically precise. We learn them so that you have control over the brush. Your goal is a free and steady hand that leads the brush where you want it to go. After about 10 to 20 minutes of practice, you should see the first results. Your improvement will show by the lines starting to look like one another. You will also become more and more accurate in hitting the start and end of the line. Therefore, we always draw lines between marks you set in advance, whether it is a border in a square or connecting dots with lines. The goal of the line exercise will teach you to manage start, direction, precise movement, end. Start. Your brush must always hit exactly the spot where the line should begin. If you can't do that, I recommend training lesson 1 for a while longer, where we only drew dots. By drawing dots, you learn to hit exactly where you plan with the brush. So, start drawing lines only after you can hit the brush exactly on the spot you wanted. Direction. The exercise forces you to pull lines in a specific direction. This will teach you to lead your hand with a straight stroke in the direction you need, not in the direction your muscles allow you. Therefore, drawing lines in different directions is part of the exercise. When painting a line, don't look so much at the brush bristles. Try to perceive the goal where the line should end. This way, you train your hand to go where you are looking. You will quickly find that some directions are much easier to draw than others. Practice the direction you are struggling with more. Hard on the training ground, easy on the battlefield. By the way, don't help yourself by rotating the paper during the exercise. Paint the lines in the required direction and teach your hand to handle even uncomfortable and demanding positions. Straightness. In this exercise, you will also train the ability to draw a solidly straight line. At first glance, it's an easy task, but in practice, it is a really difficult exercise. It requires precise, coordinated muscle movement of your hand. End. The final stroke of the line always ends at a predetermined place, on a drawn dot or on a line that borders the area. This forces you to learn how to end the line in a controlled manner. You should not slow down before the end of the line. You must paint the entire line at the same speed and lift the brush in a controlled and precise way exactly where you planned. If you can control all phases of painting a straight line, you are on a very good path. Connecting dots exercise. When practicing connecting dots, you will learn to estimate the correct direction of the line stroke in advance. You must first accurately imagine where the line will lead. Then, you must be able to lead the brush so that a straight line is created and ends exactly at the point you wanted. If you don't hit the exact direction at the beginning, you can't simply make a turn. That wouldn't be a straight line. With this exercise, you will train the sequence. I want to get the brush exactly to some place, and a steady hand that unerringly pulls it to that place. This is not an easy exercise. If you find that you aren't hitting the target, practice longer and you will learn it. Start with dots placed close to each other. As you improve, take a larger piece of paper and draw longer and longer lines. No corrections. Of course, we always paint lines without corrections. A line is drawn in one stroke and without repairs. You cannot go back. You cannot extend a line that is too short. You are training hand precision. Even a bad attempt counts. You see that the line didn't succeed, and the next line will be better. If you make a mistake, perceive the reason why the mistake occurred. In the next line, do it better. It won't take long, and your hand will start to obey you. Usually, after half an hour of exercise, you should feel that it is improving. Motor learning is slow. A visible difference in quality and accuracy will appear after several days of daily training at the earliest. In the first exercises, you will run into problems. The lines will have different thicknesses. The brush will veer off and make turns while it seems to you that you pulled your hand straight. Often, you won't hit exactly where you planned. It doesn't matter. That is exactly why you are practicing, so that these mistakes don't happen. When you paint a watercolor image, your hand will be precise and steady. You will be able to confidently finish some small detail at the end of the painting without fear of ruining something. That is the purpose of this otherwise boring exercise. Evaluation of my exercise. Drawing lines with a pen. Training line drawing was much easier for me with a pen. There, I didn't really deal with the thickness of the line, only the distance between the lines and the straightness. It was harder to connect individual dots. In several places, I didn't succeed. The lines turned out quite straight, which I'm surprised at myself, how I managed it. Drawing lines with watercolor. I did the second exercise, this time with a brush, the next day. I was in a state of mental discomfort. A few unpleasant things happened that day that were bothering me. Even something like this affects the result of the work. I felt that my hand was imprecise. The lines had different thicknesses. Instead of a straight line, I created twisted snakes on the paper. I really broke a sweat during the exercise. You can see that there are often crooked lines on the image, lines where the stroke suddenly wobbles or breaks its flow. The third exercise, again with a brush, was done the next day. This time I was fine. Moreover, I already felt a steadier hand after the previous exercise. I decided to make the lines longer because it is more demanding. I am left-handed. I have been drawing and painting with my left hand since birth. I mainly use my left hand in everyday life too. However, I write with my right hand. During this exercise, I found that every brush direction works differently for me. Diagonal directions were better and easier for me, and I consider vertical lines to be the most difficult. During the exercise, our parrot walked across the picture. It's a nice visit and it brightens up an otherwise boring exercise. Thank you for watching this course. Next time, we will move a little further again. I'll be happy if you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next lesson. Thank you for your trust, and see you next time!